Hello everyone and welcome to this video. In this video we're going to be looking at Nmap scripts or the Nmap scripting engine, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so the Nmap scripting engine is a fantastic tool or a feature of Nmap that allows you to automate essentially automate network scans. Now it goes way beyond this, and that's what I want to talk about and I want to showcase. These scripts, which you can also create if you so choose to, can allow you to perform a wide variety of scans from network discovery, vulnerability analysis, or vulnerability detection and vulnerability exploitation. Now, let me explain this to you. Explain this to you really simply. When they were created, they were set out to automate scans, essentially creating a script to automate a specific type of scan so that, you can make your penetration test, the penetration testing process as efficient as possible. Alright, so the Nmap scripting engine or Nmap scripts are extremely useful. And in my case, what I want to show off is the ability, to perform really intensive scans and to enumerate a lot of information. Now, if I'm to type in the Nmap help button right over here, you will see something, you'll see what I'm talking about. So first, to open up the Nmap help button, the Nmap help menu, you can see that when we're talking about scripts, which I can just find right over here, we have the script scan. You can see that the first one we were going to be looking at is the SC option or parameter, and that essentially allows us to scan all the defaults on all the ports or services. I'll explain what that means. You can then specify scripts that you want to use, and the syntax is as follows. The script is equal to and the name of the script right over here. All right, so the Nmap scripts are stored in the user share directory. So if I just list the files in there, so user share Nmap scripts like so, and I list all the files in here, this is where all the Nmap scripts lie. And of course, there are plenty of them for different types of scans, services and ports. For example, we have the Heartbleed Nmap script, which will essentially allow you to scan your target for the Heartbleed vulnerability. So you can run a default Nmap, the default Nmap script search or scan, and that will scan all the default scripts for the services that are currently available. I'll explain this in a second. And there are plenty of scripts here for different services and vulnerabilities and for different exploits. But the main features lie in the enumeration of the target, the further enumeration of the target. All right, so I'm going to use a simple example. Now, if I was to use the default Nmap script, the default Nmap scripts for a specific services, let me just show you that right now. So the syntax is as follows. So you type in Nmap and the SC, this is for default scripts, and I type in my router's IP address. This will essentially scan for the services or ports running on my target, and then by default will also run the scripts or the Nmap scripting engine against the services or ports to essentially use any scripts that might be available and might be working on the target. So I'm going to hit enter, and you're going to give that a few seconds, and you'll see what I mean in a few seconds. So you can see the script that was run for SSH was the SSH host key, script, which essentially enumerated the SSH host key. No telnet scripts were found that suited this target, so no scripts were run. And as for the port 80 or HTTP, we can see we got the HTTP title, which again wasn't able to enumerate anything further, so we did not get a title, and nothing for the other ports. Now, when it comes down to scanning, to running a script for a specific port, this is now where you need to search in the index of the scripts. And to do this, as I mentioned, you can use the grep function to search, if that's the way you prefer, or in my case, I usually like using locate, but in this case, I'll show you how to use the grep to actually search for the scripts you're looking for. So let's say I'm looking for some SSH scripts that I want to use. So I'll essentially list the files in the user share Nmap scripts folder. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grep the results. I'm going to pipe and grep the results, and I'm looking for SSH scripts. All right. So I want to only have SSH scripts displayed. So I'm going to hit enter, and as you can see, it's going to display the SSH scripts that are available. And one of them that we saw that was run against the target when we ran the default scripts is this one right over here. So the SSH hostkey.nsc. Alright, so let's say I want to use that script. So I'm just going to copy the entire script name with the extension. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in nmap. And now to select the script that I want to use specifically, I'm going to type in script. And remember the syntax is script is equal to the script name with the extension. And after this, we type in the target. So 192.168.1.1. Now you can specify port if you want to, and that can be done right over here by specifying the port 22 or whatever port that you want to specify. In my case, I'm going to run this against the target and let's see what is enumerated. Alright, so I'm going to run that, and as you can see now in this case, it only used this script, and indeed it did run this script on the SSH port right over here. It did not run any of the other scripts for port 80, port 23 or port 1900. Alright, so that is how to specify specific scripts. Now of course, by default I would recommend that you run the default scripts first, and then after you've enumerated enough information, you can then use specific scripts for services that look quite interesting to take a look at. Alright, so that is going to be it for this video, and I'll be seeing you in the next video.